Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So I've almost finished depopulating about 65 pounds of circuit boards that I have taken from a whole bunch of different appliances and electronics. Here is a small pile that I have yet to go through. And the nice thing about circuit boards is that they are loaded with tons of precious metals as well as non-precious metals. And I am going to make a lot more money taking the time to remove these and selling these separate than I would if I was to bring these in and get electronic weight priced. Unfortunately, here in southwestern Ontario, I only get 5 cents a pound for these circuit boards, regardless of what's on them. And as you can see from my table here, there is a lot of copper glistening there. There is some aluminum, as well as a lot of micro scrapping that has tons of precious metals like silver, gold, palladium, and other items. So what I'm going to do today is talk about the different items you're going to find on circuit boards. I do have the current prices on certain things as well as a scale. I am going to weigh some of these items, but more importantly, help you identify these items to help you get into depopulating and micro scrapping and help you maximize your profit. So going to start here again, as I mentioned, all of this, there are a few things that I can see here. These two items right here. Tin is something I'm going to definitely take off of here. And the tin is from different items that you see. This is just the transformers that I have on here on the circuit boards. Lots of great transformers. There are some pieces of tin in here that come off your little metal boxes like this. I'm going to make a lot more from these. Tin right now is going for 8 to 10 cents a pound. So just taking this off, I'm definitely upgrading just from tin. That's the easiest item, as well as your different copper spools and aluminum. So just to look at this one, this is from a tower on a computer. You can see lots of beautiful copper glistening on here, different spools of it. On the back, there's a little bit more of it. There are smaller items like this. You can see this is out of a flat screen TV. Little spools of copper. Some of your transformers like this, as well as this. This one right here is the tin in that container you just saw, but it has a nice spool of copper. And this copper is what I have here. This is going to be classified all as number 2 copper. And number 2 copper currently in London, Ontario is going for $4.17 a pound. I am going to weigh it in a couple minutes here. I am going to look at the other things right now. The next item that you're going to get or visibly see is aluminum in the form of aluminum heat sinks. As you can see from the one I just showed you, lots of different aluminum on this one. There is right here another flatter aluminum that is hiding a chip underneath it. And there are different forms of aluminum that I have. This form is classified as extrusion. Extrusion is any type of aluminum that looks like it's been put through a mold or a press. There are obviously different sizes. You can see little ones like this. Okay, they all add up. And clean extrusion like that right now in London, Ontario is going for 87 cents a pound. I also have right here another pile of clean aluminum. This is going to be classified as sheet aluminum. So if I take it up, you can see it does not look like it's been put through a mold. It's pretty flat, no grooves in it or intricate design. So this is clean aluminum. You do want to make sure they do have metal or metallic prongs on them that you have to remove. But this is going to be clean aluminum, and this right now is going for about 55 cents a pound. Okay, there is a huge one down there. You can see that nice grill there. There are different items that have that. There's sometimes your subwoofers will have a nice one like this, different stereo systems. The old CD players and cassette players have great big aluminum pieces in there. So it is definitely going to be worth more than my circuit board. The other extrusion or aluminum that I have is painted. And this is all black extrusion. You can see there it is molded, or it looks like it's been put through the press. But there are different colors. You will have some that are greens. I've seen some that are golds or blues. These are usually on top of different chips that you have in your circuit boards. They do come in all sizes, as you can see, a nice big one here. And this is actually worth 4 cents more than your clean extrusion. You can see right there, 91 cents a pound in London, Ontario. Not sure why it's worth more. I would expect clean to be worth more, but no matter. If you know the answer, I'd love for people to give me the feedback and comment down below why that is. But no matter, still worth more money than my circuit board. Okay, and now I want to get into more of your micro scrapping. Nope, sorry, I got one more. Brass. Brass is another thing, and brass will come off of different forms. There are actually, on some of your circuit boards, little prongs that stick out. You can see just like that. That is a prong. There are a lot of your different boxes like this that will contain, for example, parts to stereos. A lot of your USB outlets. Here's a great example right here. So this is off of a computer. There is, you can see the two black ones are like phone jacks. This box here is another one that is I want to say like a USB port. And the nice thing about all of these metallic looking boxes, if you scratch them, they will reveal a gold underneath, and that's because they are brass. Another great item that you're going to find from the brass is from your different stereo outlets like this. These are all, if I turn it around, you can see that metallic part there. Those are brass as well on my stereo. If I could, there it is right there. Looking at this one. So these are actually, even though those are very thin, these plug outlets are also brass. If I scratch those, they will reveal the gold underneath. Kind of difficult to remove them out of that plastic inside of it, but it is still brass. All of these USB ports that you see here, the outer container as well, are brass. And this brass right now is going for $3.05 a pound. So there's a nice piece right there. Lots of different brass in there. This right here is another piece of brass. It has a motor to it. I just have to pop that motor off. This is another part that is found in a computer in the CD drive. That is, again, some more yellow brass. And a lot better value getting this off of your circuit boards and selling it at the $3.05 a pound. So those are your non-precious metals, your most common. And I do also have videos showing you those. Okay, now getting in more to my precious metals. I do have a number of different things that I have pulled off. So again, going to start right here, the gold. These are different components that you're going to find on circuit boards. There is some gold-plated prongs. And I do actually have another video showing you how to remove these gold-plated prongs. And I will include in my description the link to that video. I also have different types of them. You do see, as again, some that have multi-ports, some that have one or two. So lots of different gold on here for sure. Some of your items like this, if I remove it, there are the prongs that you see on the bottom left. But underneath this cap here, there is going to be more gold that is covered by the brass. So lots of gold-plated pins in here for sure. And definitely something that I want to remove. The other thing that I remove a lot of are these are your IC chips. They come off of different circuit boards, a lot of my old stereos and different items. Very easy to find. Here is an example of another one right there. You can see that smaller one there. But they are different sizes for sure. IC chips, I will separate these and I will actually just sell them whole like this. I do not break those open. But IC chips are something that are of value. I have looked at different sources. You can get about $4 or $5 a pound for those. And they are actually pretty heavy just picking this up. So it doesn't take a lot to add up in weight. You also see right here in the middle, these are my MLCCs. These are off of your circuit boards. They come in the rectangular size here. Some are smaller than others. Look at that little one right there. These do contain, some of them, palladium. That is why people will take those off. I have a container that I put them in. I have not refined them yet, but MLCCs, if I look at a circuit board like this, gonna look at just very tiny, sometimes you will see right there, there's one right there. on the bottom. There it is where my thumb is. And very easy to take off. I just use a flathead screwdriver, scrape it off, and then I will collect it. So some MLCCs there. Again, have the precious metals. And there's another one right there. And some of your circuit boards are loaded with them. The other thing you see on here, where my thumb is, that is called a crystal oscillator. I did find from that bundle a number of them right here. So these are all crystal oscillators, different size. They do contain traces of silver in them. Very easy to take off. I just use a pair of pliers and pop them off, and I will just hold on to them, so I have a nice container of those. Moving on, I have a ton of these. These are your relay boxes, and I'm actually just going to pull off the cap. These do have, as you can see, some copper inside of them, and if I turn it for you, lots of different dots. This one actually you could see was blown out. There is a little bit of discoloration there, smoke if you will, or burnt marked. It could have blown out. But those dots do contain a little bit of silver on them. The bottom here, some of them are brass that you'll get here. Some of them, as you can see if I turn it over, this one is another relay box, has copper on it. So these you can actually sell online. To certain people, if they are not broken, people will buy them if they work. If not, you can peel off that copper. There is some more this would be number 2 copper again. That spool of copper that you saw as well would be number 2 copper. And if you are into silver recovery like I am, I will just cut off that little dot, put it into a vial, and hopefully one day I will make a silver bullion. So tons of relay boxes you see there. Some of your circuit boards have 1 on there, 2 on there, sometimes 7 if you did a washing machine. Some of those have like 8 or 9. So relay boxes, another item that has some good silver recovery. I have these, and I forgot to talk about these. Any type of connector that holds onto your aluminum heat sinks that you have here. These have actually copper inside of them, even though this one is predominantly plastic. If I was to break that, there is copper inside. Some of them, as you can see, a little bit easier to see the copper. There is the metallic look on top. If I turn it, you can see a little bit of scratch. There is copper there. So number 2 copper, all of these. I did have a comment from someone there. That one is broken, just to show you. There's that copper glistening. Someone said that their scrapyard will not take it. They said there's too much plastic on it. And in my opinion, this is where a little bit of research comes in. There are tons of different scrapyards. If one rejects it, there's going to be another one that will take it, I'm sure, because copper is still our scrapper's gold. So unfortunately, depending on where you live, there are different rules. And given scarcity or availability of copper, some places will for sure take that. So you might have to shop around. But again, that is number 2 copper. And I have a whole bunch of that for sure. Here I have some ceramic capacitors. I've actually changed them, put them into different containers. These are your more oval looking ones, or cylindrical ones, if you will. You could see these actually do have some silver in them, as well as this. I have not actually refined it yet, but I have seen a video on silver recovery from there. So there is silver in those as well. So I do actually separate them. I do have a container. Not sure if all of them have the silver, but again, easy to extract once you do the hydrochloric acid experiment. And I will do those in future projects. Not yet, but something in my future for sure. For now, I'm just holding on to them. If you are not the type that wants to do it yourself, you can sell these online as well. Okay. Going in as well, other types of chips you see here. These are just more IC chips that came off of circuit boards, different sizes. These IC chips actually came off an older circuit board, and you can see on the bottom, those teeth there are glistening gold. So there are some that have gold prongs, so I have them separated. Again, that is gold plated, but still some IC chips that are gold. Here is another, I gotta put this up to my finger here, another computer chip or a piece off of an older circuit board. Those prongs there are gold as well. So lots of different gold plated prongs on here. Sometimes you will find little chips like this. If I turn it on an angle, hopefully you can see that. There is gold on the sides of that. So another chip there that has some gold recovery. Okay, so I also have a few of these little prongs. I am not sure if these are brass or gold. They look gold to me. These are also off of an older one, so I do have these separate. And the last thing that you see here back here, off of my different computers, different computer towers, the flat screen TVs, this here is classified as high peripheral board. This is about $3 a pound on boardsort.com. This is definitely not a pound, but I have a whole bunch of these because all of your flat screen TVs, your flat computer monitors have these as well. There are some nice chips in there you see as well, but look at all that nice gold plated on that circuit board there. Okay. On the last part there, I see some RAM sticks. These RAM sticks I can sell as is. Different value for different types of memory on them. Obviously, the higher the memory, the better they are, or the more valuable they are to sell as resale. But there is gold recovery on there. There are different styles of chips. These chips you see right down here, these are my IC chips that do not have metal heat sinks. I have unfortunately broken one open. You can see the gold underneath. Very easy to identify as well. It has the gold in the corner there. All I will do is use a flathead screwdriver, put it under it on the circuit board, hit it with a hammer, and pop it up. These ones here, a little bit different. These are your IC chips that have the metal heatsink on the top. Come in different forms. Some just have the circular metal heatsink. Some of them are completely metal, you see there. They are in their own category, but still good gold recovery there. I also have right here some IC chips. Here's more of my older style. Look at those. If I turn that, those gold-plated prongs. And I do have a video showing you how easy it is to remove these using a heat gun, and I will include that video link as well. But some really nice gold-plated prongs here. There are different values on these depending on what style you have. So this one as well, you can see the gold pins very easily. Some of them, as you can see right here, have the gold-plated pins, but there is an empty spot in the middle of it. There are some MLCCs, if you can see them. Hopefully it's focusing better, sorry. But those gold-plated pins. And the last one you're going to see are my IC chips like this, or CPU chips, sorry, like this. This one, if I turn it, you can see there are no gold pins that are coming out of this. This actually came out of a MacBook Pro, and there are different styles like this that don't have the gold pins popping out that are worth about $100 a piece. So there is a code underneath this silver paste here. I do have to do a little bit of research, but I have seen some of these go for over $100 resale. So I don't want to damage this one, and I'm definitely going to make a lot more money selling that for $100 than I would bringing it in and getting the 5 cents a pound for my circuit boards. So right now, what I want to do is just a couple different weights. I have my scale here. So again, all of these items, my ceramic capacitors, silver, crystal oscillators, silver, my relay boxes, silver, these connectors or clamps on my circuit boards or my heat sinks, number 2, copper, okay, my MLCCs here, palladium, different IC chips that I sell just whole, okay, other ones here, selling them, probably the type of precious metal in there, not sure what it is. All of my gold-plated prongs here, going to get my gold-plated value for these. I have 2 IC chips that have the gold prongs or connectors on there, as well as another item right there that has gold, as well as these 2 connectors and that little box there. Lots of different IC chips that I have, and again, going into the higher value stuff here that's non-precious metal. Just going to set up my scale here. Going to weigh this copper. So again, as I said, 65 pounds of e-waste. Still going to get the money on the remainder of this e-waste. So I am getting 0 waste. But just want to check my copper here. Make sure it's at 0. There is 1 pound, 9 ounces of just number 2 copper there. I have my painted extrusion, almost 13 ounces, so almost 3/4 of a pound. I have my clean extrusion, 1 pound, 7 ounces, so almost 1.5 pounds. I've got right here, just from my clean 14, I'm going to put this hunk on here. So 1 pound, almost 2 pounds right there, because there's 16 ounces in a pound. So there's more clean aluminum. Just looking at some of the tin. So again, this tin is from the Transformers that had all that nice copper in it. So 2 pounds, 14 ounces, so almost 3 pounds there. I've got a lot of tin right there as well. Gonna make more money from that. Not sure on the final weight of the rest of that circuit board or e-waste, but 5 cents a pound for all that. I'm gonna say probably almost 55 pounds worth. So better than nothing for sure. I do wanna make sure that I get the rest of this brass off of here. These capacitors, I should have also mentioned, I don't remove these. I have done a video on those showing if they're worth it or not. There are actually no classification for those at scrapyards in southwestern Ontario. It is aluminum outer shelled, but they are worth nothing taken off. There isn't even a category at the scrapyard I took it to. And as I said, not worth the time and effort. So I leave those capacitors on there for sure. A little bit of wire that I have here I will leave on as well. But the rest of this item, again, lots of goodies on here for sure. Random different circuit boards that I've taken. Here's one of my older ones. This is, look at that thing. It's got lots of different MLCCs on it. There is, right there, there is your gold pronged IC chip that you can see right in the middle there. So lots of goodies on these older ones. There is a really nice crystal oscillator and other items on there. So, oh, there's another MLCC or ceramic capacitor, sorry, right by my thumb there. So lots of goodies from different random items here. Go get those scraps. A lot better taking the time to separate it. Someone asked me how long did it take me. I'm going to do this anyway. Probably this 65 pounds took me about 2 hours to get all of it, to break the transformers and all that stuff. So again, I was going to do it anyway as a scrapper, and glad that I am going to upgrade the value of my circuit board. So hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully you found it informative. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.